Hey everyone, and welcome back. Get ready, because today we are taking a deep dive into the world of AI, and more specifically, AI that can turn any document you have into a podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah, you heard right.
it's pretty wild.
We are talking about Google's latest creation, Notebook LM.
Yeah, Notebook LM is definitely making waves right now, and for good reason. I think what we're seeing here is more than just a cool new tech toy. It has the potential to be a total game changer in how we interact with information. Think of it as a personalized research assistant, powered by AI.
And speaking of personalized, that's one of the things that really stood out to me from the stuff you sent over before the show. We're not talking about some massive data-guzzling machine learning on everyone's info here. This is about you being in control of your data and using AI to make sense of it all.
Exactly, it's your data, your Notebook LM. And what's really interesting here is that it's built on Google's latest and greatest AI model, Gemini 1.5. What sets Gemini apart is its ability to not just process language, but different types of information. It can see a picture, understand a chart, and connect it all back to the text.
Okay. That is seriously cool. You know I'm a sucker for anything that feels like it's ripped straight from a sci-fi novel. And let me tell you, the demo video you shared,
Yeah.
I was hooked. This guy literally fit his book into Notebook LM and boom, out popped a full-blown podcast discussion about it. He was blown away.
I bet.
And frankly, so was I.
It's amazing to see how far AI has come, right? This isn't about summarizing text anymore. It's about understanding it, connecting the dots, and presenting it in a way that clicks for us humans. And that's really what Notebook LM is all about, taking those mountains of information we all face, research papers, meeting notes, you name it, and making them easily digestible.
Okay, hold on. Back up a second.
Yeah.
So you're saying I can take, say, a website about, I don't know, the history of ice cream, feed it to Notebook LM, and get a whole podcast on it.
You absolutely could. And this is where things get really interesting.
So we've established that Notebook LM can turn, well, anything into a podcast.
Pretty much.
Which honestly still feels kind of like magic to me. But magic that I can totally get behind.
Yeah.
But for our listeners out there who are thinking, okay, cool party trick, but what's in it for me?
I think a lot of people might be wondering that right now.
Yeah.
The real power of this tool lies in its practical applications. And there are a bunch. So let's break those down.
Yeah.
So walk me through it. Let's say I'm drowning in research papers for a project. How does Notebook LM swoop in and save the day?
Okay, so picture this. You've got a mountain of dense research on your desk. Deadlines are looming. And the last thing you want to do is spend hours deciphering jargon-filled sentences.
Ugh, that sounds awful.
Right. But instead of subjecting yourself to that special kind of torture, you feed the research into Notebook LM.
Okay.
It's that easy.
And then what? I make myself a cup of coffee and wait for the magic to happen.
Pretty much. Except this magic is powered by some serious AI. Notebook LM takes your research and transforms it into, you guessed it, a podcast.
Except these aren't just any podcasts. Notebook LM creates what it calls audio overviews.
Okay.
These are like tailor-made audio summaries of your documents, complete with engaging AI hosts that guide you through the key takeaways.
Okay, I'm not going to lie. The idea of AI hosts is kind of freaking me out.
Eh.
But in a good way. Like,
I'd say
it's a little Black Mirror, but also kind of genius.
a little bit of both. It's understandable to feel that way. But remember, this isn't about replacing human connection. It's about enhancing our own abilities. And that's where these audio overviews really shine. Imagine them as your personal study buddies, breaking down complex information into bite-sized pieces, highlighting key connections you might have missed.
So instead of forcing myself to stay awake while rereading the same paragraph 5 times, I could just pop in my headphones and listen to these AI hosts break it all down for me. Okay, that's genius, especially for someone like me who learns better by listening. But hold on. I remember from the articles that audio overviews are just the tip of the iceberg, right?
You're absolutely right. Think of audio overviews as like the flashy sports car in Notebook LM's garage. It's got a whole fleet of other vehicles ready to tackle any information challenge you throw at them.
Okay, you're killing me with the metaphors here.
Okay.
But I'm intrigued. Tell me more. What else can Notebook LM do?
Let's say you're prepping for a big presentation, and you need to distill a mountain of market research data into a concise summary.
Okay.
No problem. Notebook LM can whip that up for you in a flash.
Wow.
Need to create a study guide with timelines and key definitions? Done.
So it's like having a whole team of research assistants at your fingertips. This could be huge, not just for individuals, but for businesses, schools. I mean, the applications are practically limitless.
It really feels that way right now. And what's even more exciting is that this is just the beginning. As Notebook LM evolves, Who knows what other amazing tools and features it will offer, but I think it's important to acknowledge that not everything is perfect just yet.
Yeah, you're right. As incredible as all of this sounds, there are bound to be some limitations with technology this new, and we wouldn't be doing our due diligence if we didn't explore those as well. All right, let's talk about those limitations. I will admit, while I was watching that demo video, I did notice a few times where the AI host sounded, well, a little too robotic. I mean, I get it, they're not human. But there was this one part where the guy in the video made a joke and the AI just responded with affirmative response.
Yeah, I saw that too. I think that's definitely one of the quirks of current AI technology. It still has some work to do when it comes to replicating the nuances of human conversation, especially humor. And
Yeah.
honestly, who knows if an AI will ever truly get a joke the way we do?
Right. I mean, it's one thing to process information and spit out facts, but to understand the layers of meaning and intent behind human language, especially humor, that feels like a whole other level.
It really is, and that's something to keep in mind as we get excited about AI tools like Notebook LM. They're powerful, but they're still tools, and like any tool, they have their strengths and weaknesses. Another thing is that right now, the AI hosts in Notebook LM are limited to English. So for all of our international listeners out there, hopefully we'll see more language support soon.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. AI development is a global effort, so it's only natural that tools like Notebook LM would need to keep up. It's exciting to think about how this technology might evolve even in the very near future, though. Who knows, maybe by this time next year, we'll be talking about AI hosts that are practically indistinguishable from humans.
Yeah, the pace of innovation in the AI world is staggering. I wouldn't rule anything out.
It's true.
Yeah.
And in a world where it feels like we're constantly bombarded with information, having a tool like Notebook LM that can help us cut through the noise and really understand what matters, that feels pretty revolutionary to me.
It really does. If Notebook LM can take something as simple as a website about ice cream flavors and turn it into an engaging and informative conversation, imagine the potential it has to unlock deeper understanding in any field you can think of.
Absolutely.
It's about empowering us to become even more curious, more knowledgeable, and more engaged with the world around us.
Well said. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of Notebook LM. And as always, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this AI-powered tool? What would you use it for? Head over to our website, drop us a line on social media, or send us an audio message we read and listen to everything. And who knows, maybe your insights will inspire our next deep dive. Until then, happy learning, everyone.